Hey there, and welcome to another Dave Does video. And today we are going to be doing a behind the scenes making of the track Save Yourself by Before the Sirens. This was a music video we shot back in June, maybe July, maybe I've lost track of the months, and was released a few days ago actually, when I'm at the time of filming this, which will probably be a couple of weeks by the time it's live on the channel. I just wanted to take you through a little bit about how the video came about. So I did a review video, and in the review video I talked about the concept of the story, and I just wanted to take you through a little bit about the workload that's involved in shooting this video. So what we've got here, if I kind of take you from the beginning, so this is we've got two video lines, which are the stock footage, the kind of all of that sort of stuff that's at the bottom, because that's got to be sitting on the bottom layer. Next layer up was the live footage. This was all the kind of core live footage. Now there was bits of individual shots, like if I go into here, we've got the whole band playing. This is once the computer actually catches up with what I'm doing. Come on, computer. Been a bit slow today. So like here, so we've got the shot of the band playing. That transitions into bass. We've got the bass line playing here. Drums. And they were all individual shots. We shot them with, I think, three different camera takes per type of shot. And I think in general, all I did was I picked the best of the three, rather than taking bits from each one. So I just picked the best of the three and then cut it all together that way. So initially I had, I think it was probably 12 layers of video that was then cut down and then put all of the video into one line. So you get that into a sequence, all the playing synchronized up. The good news here is, like, if I look here, you can see here, if I unmute it, you can see there's an audio line here. So you can see the audio of what the what's going on in the picture, and below it I've got this audio here, and my job is to try to match these two up to make sure that they're all in sync. So I use the time signature as basically a way of doing that. And then above it we have all the different relative effects. So in here we have the over the shoulder shot with, and I kind of don't know why, but I think I just left it in there because it was easier just to, rather than drop out the band footage from down here, I just put another layer of footage above it. So if I take out this line, you can see that's the stock footage. And if I take that out, so you're back to the band, stock footage. Then we've got the other bit of stock footage here. And if I go into this actual particular bit of footage, we've got what's called the Chroma Key. So we had a green screen on it. And I can take Chroma Key off, and then what you'll see is that's what we had, which we shot the video with a green screen on the computer monitor. And it was just a case of removing that so that I've got the footage in the background. For these ones, so this next scene, little bit here again, is the footage of him in the sit down in the chair, and we've used this thing called this alpha light flicker, which I'll just go into. So this is alpha, and all this does is it just puts a little bit of flicker on the screen. And it's just this little bit of light, and that was to reference the monitors flicking. Over here we have what's called the Pro Viewfinder, the Simple Viewfinder, which is two layers of monitoring viewfinders, which I can show you if I take them off. So there's nothing on there now. That adds those back in, which basically gives you this idea that it's a security camera watching it. And then above that we've got a couple of other things here. So I've got what's called mild camera movement. So this is just to help the camera just do a little bit of sway, just to give it some natural movement rather than being static. We've got a smart denoise. And I'm actually surprised I did not use auto enhance on this video. That's really strange. I generally do use that now. Smart denoise basically just makes it a little bit less pixelated. So if I take that off, what you can see here is probably just around the hairline, it's a little bit more pixelated. If I put smart denoise on, it just softens that, makes it a bit more blurry. So it just softens the overall image. So that was pretty much going all the way through Smart Denoise. We had some glitch effects going on. I tried not to go too heavy on the effects. We've got glitch in, glitch out every time it went into a room, so that had to be done every time we had one of those bits of footage. Then over here, we have the drop effect, which is a glitch stripe, a glitch distortion. Was it just the three? Interesting. I thought I did more than that. I thought there was an operation chromatic. So just those two effects, glitch distortion, glitch stripe over there. And then all of these stock footage bits in we've got over here. Again, was simply what we've done before. Got this thing called a blue streak, which just gives you this kind of nice symbol line going here, which I can show you. Take that off, which I just like. It was just a nice glitchy effect. Same thing we had with the Chroma Key. It's just a green Chroma Key, and we just took the footage there of Al. So if I take this off, you'll actually see that Al's camera shot was very, very small. We just shrunk that in. But it all kind of blends nicely together. And then, is there anything else that was specifically worthwhile looking at? I don't think there really was, but yeah, we did like a glitch distortion each time and a chromatic operation, which were they just give you this weird. The chromatic operation just makes you go out of kilter, like you phase shifted, which I quite like that effect, so I use that quite a lot. And for the outro, we just had a couple of different things in here. We had the security cameras, which was an absolute pain. I have to be honest, this scene here, which was one of the last ones I did in the edit, was 4 monitors. But if you take the monitors out, you've got the 5 screens. Each of these images are on a fade in, so they come in at different times. So initially there's nothing there, so they're all kind of just starting at different times, coming in. And getting that right was a bit of a pain, and to be honest, it was a bit of a pig of a project to get right on that one. But I think it worked pretty well in the end. I was pretty happy with it. There were various versions of this. But yeah, I mean, the timeline for getting all this done wasn't too bad. I think we got the initial all the band tracked, which is literally this bottom line here is just the band playing. So you could take off all of these effects. There's a lot of effects. Take off the mild camera shake, take off the denoise, and then you just have basically the raw video footage. That footage there is the raw footage. If I look at color correction, we can just see what adjustments. This had no color correction in it, which is quite good actually. We did no LUT adjustments. That doesn't sound right. I'm sure I did. Yeah, I was going to say it must have been something else I was clicking on. Yeah, so we took saturation out, we took the contrast out. So if I reset these all back to what they were, that was the original kind of color. So it's quite dark, it's quite grey. There's got some real pinkiness. So we took this right down to here, so took this coloration out, and we really just tried to brighten this up without making it too white light. She could have gone like that extreme, like it was in an incredibly bright room, but I think we did somewhere in the region of somewhere like that, I think was what we ended up with. So there, unfortunately, every single camera. So before I started cutting it into individual shots, I had to make sure I went through and did those. Also, we found that as we moved the camera around, light changed very much. So there were definitely things I learned from this, doing this, that I could do better. But that was basically it. But yeah, once you get all that, that's all like the band playing, and then we did all the extra shots in afterwards. We had all this footage that had to be gone through, so logos, band shots, green screens. There was a lot of footage that was kind of in there. I mean, if I throw in, which one was that, a snapshot? Let's have a quick look. Got any raw footage? This is like a raw bit of footage from the beginning, which Al sent me. So this was kind of after the effect, when we'd finished filming everything that we needed to film. Oh yeah, helps if I unblock that track. So this was part of it where we were at the beginning, so it's just the green screen on there. And labelled me to actually go and spend time sorting it all out, but it's fine doing that. Worked fine. Getting someone else to do it for me at that point was quite useful. So I don't know if anyone found that at all useful about how we set the footage up, but it's quite useful just sitting here and working through these projects and letting your brain kind of go a bit mental and wild with it and just tweaking ideas. But it's good fun. Anyway, if you like the video, please do subscribe, click the bell icon, like and share, and that of course is how Dave does it.